Hi, my name is Edward, and this is HIV Unfiltered. Now, today I'm sitting down with someone whose life and work live right where HIV, gender, and the law collide. Her name is Melissa Mwembo. And now she's a woman living with HIV, a powerful advocate and a leader who spent years pushing back against systems that treat people with HIV like a threat. But in this conversation, we're going to talk about HIV criminal law, faith, love, work, HIV through family, and the policies behind all those things too as well. Now, if you live with HIV or love someone who does, work in medicine or law, or you're ready to unlearn what you've learned about HIV and risk, this episode is for you. Pull up a chair and let's just get into it. How are you, Melissa?
I'm good, and you?
Not bad, not bad. It's a beautiful day here in Seattle.
You're too in Maryland.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, where do I start? I am 27, living in Maryland. Uh, Found out I was HIV positive at the age of 16, 17 when I did a blood drive for school, which honestly I feel like it was a blessing in disguise because the year before I tried it, they said no, you can't do it because your iron level's too low. Being able to do it the next year, I was a bit more mature, I would say, with being able to honestly accept it and move as fast as I have into the work that I'm getting into dealing with HIV. But other than that, I a person that just loves kids, loves to teach, loves to, you know, give what I can back. Working with elementary school kids is different from working with high school kids and being able to open up and speak to them about being HIV positive. So being able to turn it off and on sometimes, of being able to speak about it and share a story, even though sometimes I may not share my own story, but share information and tell people more about it is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but at times I love to just turn that brain off and just be a child and play with kids that are way younger than me.
Yeah. Now, when you think about your life with HIV, what's the first story that comes to mind? The one that you wish people understood before anything else?
That I also was lost. I was confused. It was like, for me, it's the story of one day I'm a regular child doing regular things, getting ready to, finish up high school, struggling with my grades, trying to figure all of that out, to your HIV positive just from doing something good. So it's I don't know. I think it's just the in between of how you go from just being you, not having to think about it, not having the pressure of it, to all of a sudden your whole world kind of wraps around it, because now you're trying to figure out how to get it, what medications, how would you like, you're trying to figure out and put pieces together that to you don't need to be put together, because you're like, in your brain it's like, oh, this is how you get it, and I'm not sexually active, I'm not doing this, I'm just being a kid. It's just
Yeah.
having to kind of, a square equals b square kind of situation of like trying to figure it all out, to like make sure you have a better understanding of how you got it, when you got it, like putting it all together while at the same time going to school, dealing with things. So it's just like a just that in that short time frame of one day you're fine to the next.
Yeah. Do you mind turning your phone on silent?
Oh yes, oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Now, after you found out that you were HIV positive, did you go home and talk to your parents about it, or like what was that conversation like?
So actually I was at home.
Oh,
That
okay.
day I was at home. My was home. She was talking to me. It was just a normal, regular day. And then I get a phone call from the people that did the blood drive. I don't know if I should say their name or not, but
Don't
if
worry
you were
about
in
it.
high school and you did it, you know who it was. Did the blood drive with them. They just gave me a phone call. Hey, can I speak to your parents? And to me, it was just oh, here you go, mother. Here's the phone. It's for you. She talks and they say, hey, can we meet tomorrow? And we just have something to discuss, because obviously you can't give that over the phone. And we met at a hospital and we sat there and she just broke the news. So it was kind of,
So your mom didn't know?
no, let's backtrack really quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry,
let's
sorry,
make
sorry.
all the way back. So the when I say mom, I mean So my aunt is the person that I lived with since I was a kid. She took care of me. My biological mother, she was in Zambia. So my aunt, who I call mom, um, she was there with me. She helped me from finding out that I was positive to getting me quickly into trying to start me on medication. And then that day when the woman that broke the news to us asked, obviously, did you get it like, are you sexually active, this and this, and it's like, no, nothing like that. So they had my mom that was back home tested. So when
That's you.
she got tested, she found out that she had it.
So 16 years without taking medication or knowing that you were HIV positive. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of like plays back to everything of like I was constantly sick.
Yeah,
Constantly sick. My lymph nodes were terrible. It got like the main concern for the family, like after talking to them, they were like, "We thought it might have been cancer. That's what we thought it might have been because of how my lymph nodes were always acting up and
right.
always it was just a huge thing that it nonstop throughout the years. It was just a really bad thing. But when you found out to be HIV, it was kind of a wholesome moment, but at the same time, it was like not too fast because
Yeah. Now, when you did start dating, like, how did that go? Like, did do you tell your part? I mean, obviously, you tell your partners. Yeah. Have you ever been turned down because of it?
I've been ghosted. I've been ghosted. And honestly, I used to be like, oh my God, ugh, yeah, I don't want to tell anybody. I feel bad about it. But at the same time, it's like,
You gotta
you say
protect
no.
yourself.
Yeah, if you say no, you say no. If you don't, if you're not vibing with even me as a person, that's fine.
Yeah.
But obviously, if this is a whole different situation because you have to, keep yourself protected. And also me, I'm trying to keep you protected, but then at the same time keep myself in case of anything else. So it's just it's up and down when it comes to dating.
Yeah. It is hard. I remember telling people and getting ghosted to myself. It's just ignorance at the end of the day, and I don't, at first I would be like, fuck them. But now I just look at it and be like, well, they just didn't know. It's not their, I mean, it is their fault that they, you know, didn't want to learn any more about it. Or at the time, the laws were different or like the meds were different and not as good or whatever. So people just always were scared about it because
Mm-hmm.
people were still dying,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that goes kind of back into this one. Now, what's something about HIV criminalization that even some health professionals and activists still get wrong?
It is. Because now when I go into spaces and I hear like it brought up, I try to like correct the way things are said or correct the way people think about it because it's sometimes it's just like the smallest thing that can be said of like, oh, HIV only affects people that are gay, and it's just like, no, 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 no. Let's backtrack a little bit because there's other people that can be affected. Like the way I always put it out is like a walk. It's like a bullet. It has no
Yeah,
it has no target.
it
Like
doesn't discriminate.
exactly, it could be for anybody and anybody. So that's where I try to like come in and like
But would you say that the more African Americans have HIV than like the rest of the different ethnicities?
in a sense, I would say yes, just because a lot of, if you think about it, especially when like statistics and numbers are put out there, I see it as this. Within the African American community, there's a lot of us that do not want to go to doctors. There's a lot of us that do not trust doctors to even be able to go do testing or even do research.
Hmm.
What's the word? Participate in researchers. In like yes, we are the highest. In my opinion, we do have a higher number of people that are affected that are either tested or not tested, just because of how like our mentality is sometimes of I don't trust the doctor. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like it's completely understandable in that sense. But again, that's when we kind of activists and people that are in the work would be able to connect with them a bit more and give them more information as into what HIV is and how it can affect whether
Hmm.
in any way, shape, or form. That's how I've always seen it. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, no, it does. Now, if a lawmaker who supports HIV criminalization was sitting across from you right now, what's the story you would tell them before you talked about any data or legal language? Because, like, if you think about it, when a cop or detective finds out that, someone has HIV or gives it to someone on accident or potentially might have given it to somebody, they tend to focus more on the victim versus, the person who has HIV. So like what kind of story would you tell them if you were able to sit down right there, you know? It's okay.
I feel
Take
like
your time.
there's multiple ways to kind of present it to the person in forms of, for me, the way I always like to put it is we're sitting across from each other, right? If
Hmm.
I don't tell you that I'm HIV positive, you would have never known. Or if you don't know yourself, like if you've never gotten tested, if you've never taken the time to do your P's and Q's on your health, you would never know. So it's
Hmm.
like if I don't know exactly how are you going to incriminate me for being with you when I had no idea. So
Hmm.
now am I in trouble because I didn't know that I had it, or am I in trouble that I gave it to you intentionally? Because either way, it's gonna be told to me, "Oh, I gave it to you intentionally." No, actually, I didn't. I
Mm.
I'm as the person
I'm
that
finding I was gonna
okay,
say like I'm finding out as you're finding out. So I yeah,
exactly.
that is one.
The person that got infected, they are a victim, yes, understandable, but at the same time, I am going through the battles of trying to understand, wait, how did I get it? When did this happen? Now I'm trying to process each person that I've, if it is any person that I've slept with, or if it's like
Hmm.
putting everything together of trying to figure this out, of me trying to collective like pick myself up and pick my life up together as fast as possible to trying to figure out what's going on here, right? That's one example. Like I don't know you. You don't know me.
Hmm.
What happened happened. And then you can also explain it in different ways. Like if, hey, you were drunk, I was drunk, what happened happened. I didn't get a chance to explain it. But there's different circumstances as into how a person can pass it on. And that's
Yeah.
to me, that's just completely understandable. And I guess in a way, I don't know the word I'm trying to say. But yeah.
What has HIV taught you about love, romantic love, friendships, and love for yourself? Because that was very hard for me when I found out was like love for myself based on like the stigma and uh how people were always scared about it.
Hmm.
It's like if I can't get love from you, then why should I love myself?
Hmm. Honestly, it took me a while to understand that loving myself first is priority.
Hmm.
Because I've had, when it comes to self love, it's been very, very low. Like I lack self love a lot. I had to take the time to kind of pause. I'm not dating anybody. I'm not being with anybody. I'm not doing any of that until I can look myself in the mirror, even if it's one day or 2 days out of the week. If I can look in the mirror and tell myself, "Oh, you look good. I like you. I love," like if I can do that to myself, then yeah, I found that I love myself. I found that I have self worth, and I'm not trying to allow someone else to come in and do that for me when I'm not able to do that for myself. So I've had to honestly grow pretty quickly when it came to that myself, to not, in a sense, like if, and it's not just by somebody else, but it's also to be loved by myself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you're religious or anything, but has your faith or spirituality shifted once you found out about your diagnosis?
I would say yes and no, because I think my relationship with God has always been very shaky, very wonky at times, and I would say for like a couple years, I was just like, don't really care. Like, prayers not happening. Even thinking about Bible study wasn't happening. Thinking about being around, like, none of it. I didn't care for it. Wasn't into it. And then slowly I started journaling, and I started journaling one for myself and one for prayers. That's how I started doing it. And through that, I realized I had so much pent up that I needed to like release and get out of me. Because a lot of times, especially in the beginning, I'm like, I'll just write, "It's not cancer, it's just HIV, it's just a pill." I'm trying to convince myself this is not a deadly disease. It's just like, and the word "just" is the one word that I hate when it comes to this. Like when it comes to HIV,
Mm.
when it comes to taking like that word, ugh, irks me. Like I hate it so much. But that's how I justify that for myself. I was like, it's just this, it's just that. But
Yeah, you gotta find a different word for just then, or just not use it. It's HIV.
mm-hmm,
It's cancer.
yeah,
You know.
mm-hmm.
For someone listening who is terrified right now of their status, of the law of being rejected, what's something that you wish someone had told you earlier in your own journey?
It takes patience. It takes patience and it takes time. You have it. At this point, it's in you. Like, there's nothing you can do except take your medication, focus on yourself. Because if you don't do that, if you, you're mentally gonna be done for. Health is just gonna go down the drain. And it's, and yes, for me, I understand that you want to go back to your regular life. You want to go back to be like, yeah, I'm just a kid. I'm just did it. But in all actuality, like
Not anymore.
you have to take time to deal with it. If you don't take the moment to sit in it, understand it, learn it, process it, you will just be consistently fighting a battle that you will not win.
Yeah.
And I've fought that battle multiple times to the point where I'm having like tools is down the drain. I don't care for nobody. No, I don't care for nothing. Medication, I'm only taking it when my mom sees me. Did you take your medication? Yeah. When I got to was 18. If she asked me if I took it, yes, I did. But I did. You just have to be patient with yourself and understanding that it's gonna take time for you to fully accept it and fully process it. You may not be
Hmm.
like other people where you find out today and tomorrow you're doing great. No, every person is different.
Hmm.
Your time of processing it may take you a year, it may take you two. But as long as you're doing what you need to do, taking care of your health, taking time to go to therapy, because yes, you just got a diagnosis, but it's still something that you have to process, and you have to process it while during the current life that you're living. And
Yeah.
it's a headache. It's a process, but you will get through it. And also connect with people. If you connect with people that are going through the same thing, that will help you so much. And I will vouch for that for every person that has ever have spoken to.
Now, do you have a good like support system with like friends and your family and like people that you can lean on and talk to about like, whatever you're going through outside of a therapist?
Yes, but I don't really like to talk about it
Why not?
because I feel like at times it's just like a burden on other people. It's like for me, I feel like it's a burden on other people, and it's something that I know that I can handle. It may take me a bit longer to handle it, but it will be handled. It'll get like it'll relax, it will calm down. If I have to forget about it for a second, sure. But it's just sometimes I feel like I don't want to put more onto people when they're already probably going through their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do your friends reach out to you and be like, "Hey, I need your help. Like, I'm dealing with this. Can we talk through this?"
Yeah.
And you can't do that back. That's like a give and take,
Yeah.
and I think it's like I get what you're saying, I really do, but I also think that a good friend in your life wouldn't see it as a burden.
Yeah.
It's them showing that you trust and love them enough that you can open up about something like that. You know what I mean? And it's not that they deserve to know because it's up to you who you tell.
Hmm.
But like I've got friends who I've told, and the ones that didn't care are still here, or the ones that like are wanting to like know more. They'll ask questions like,
Hmm.
"Oh, so like how does this go?" Like I know I've heard things, but I'm pretty sure things have changed, and so like that opens up that conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, I can tell a friend. Like, I have one friend that she knows. I've told her, it is what it
Hmm.
is. But it's like I'm telling you something, and then the conversation completely switches to be about that person. Yeah. So I
Is that what
feel
happened with this friend that you told? Well, that's not a
so.
true friend.
Yeah. And okay. And the thing is, I've tried to pull away and I've tried to kind of step back from friend because I'm realizing that a lot of times I can come to them about something, even if it's just like my mental or about, hey, this is what I did today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah. And my brain just clicks off and I lose interest. But it's like, this is probably the one friend I've kept for a couple years. And, but also now my brain is also telling me
She
that's
ain't a
not
good
it.
friend. She ain't
Yeah.
a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not it. Like, cool for something else. But as far as being like a close friend or a best friend, that's something that I need to kind of like push back on and rethink.
And you're young, so you have plenty of time to lose friends and make friends.
Yeah.
And it is really up to you who those people are,
Hmm.
you know?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and kind of wind down. The last interview I did took like an hour and it was so hard to put out there. So, a colleague and I decided to try to push everything down to a little bit. What is one thing that you want to tell or express to someone who doesn't have HIV that you think is really important?
I think the first thing would be open minded. And not just, oh, be open minded to be with the person. No. It's be open minded to learn about it. It's be open minded to sit down with somebody that either has it or teaches it. You know, you don't always have to go to a person that is living with HIV. Would it be better? Yes. But if you want to go to somebody that just teaches about HIV or sexual health in general, I would say do that. Take a moment, sit down with them, have a full, clear understanding of it, and also understand how to, what's the word? How to, there's a word that is not coming in my brain, and I don't know what's going on with that today. But
It's okay.
I would say just being able to learn from people, understand it a bit more, and understand how you can help others and be an activist with it, or also protect yourself. Because this isn't just about helping those that are HIV positive or understanding their stories, but it's also about understanding how you can protect yourself
Hmm.
in any way, whether it's taking PrEP or having conversations with your partner. But
Hmm.
be open to have a better understanding and a clear understanding of the person
Hmm.
first, because again, HIV is not who I am. It is a part of me. HIV is not my name. Is not Melissa H. It's not in my name. I just have it. And if you can't take the time to learn about it and understand it, then obviously this is not, the space that you need to be in.
Right.
Being able to understand that is everything. To me, it's everything. Just
It
being able to
really is.
understand, and also for anybody out there, just the word "just" when you describe something of like, "Oh, it's just HIV," you're still living good. You could just take a medication. Okay, if it's just a pill or if it's just HIV,
Why are we judged?
exactly. Why why are we being told that it's a crime to sleep with somebody and not tell, like, there's multiple things we can go down the line of, like, why is it just this? Why is it, like, we can go through the list, but please do not go to somebody and just say it's just a medication. No, it's just
Hmm.
a reminder that things are changing for me. It's just a reminder that I am now consistently having to take medication when I wasn't doing that just the other day. It's not a just thing because it affects your mental. It affects your everyday life at some, like, certain times. It's every day you're just reminded, oh, this is what it is. Oh, I have HIV. Oh.
Hmm.
So it's just, understand the person that you're speaking to, understand what they're dealing with, and understand that this is not just a phase, this is not just a one day thing, this is not just a week thing, this is a lifetime thing that you're gonna have to that the person that you're talking to is gonna have to deal with. Right? So take the time to understand what it is, take the time to understand the person, and just learn. That's honestly Google. Google is can be your best friend. You can just learn
Hmm.
or talk to somebody.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Melissa. This has been an amazing interview. The thoughts that you have about everything have kind of hit home for me too. And I hope the listeners out there really got some valuable information on this. Until next time, this is Edward, and this is HIV Unfiltered.